Welcome back. I'm Sam from Sambo's Stop Mo's, and today, as you probably already guessed, we're going to be building a road. So right here I have about a 2-inch thick piece of foam insulation board from Lowe's. You can see I have some cars right here. I was just excited to get started, and that's what we're going to do soon. But first, I just want to show you, I didn't take any real measurements, I just kind of cut it out. I actually got all the little displays I'm going to make for this little series, from half a sheet. And you can see there it's rough. From cutting and stuff to a foam cutter, that's where you want to go, but I don't, so you're going to learn how to do this the hard way. And you can see there, I was just kind of marking where it's going to go. So right here, I took some measurements of a real road, just a country road, back road, and I was dividing that down into 64th scale, approximately 4 inches wide. You can see there, I took a little piece of cardboard, and I'll use that as the width. So first what I want to do is take a Sharpie and just draw a rough line down, and then I'll take the cardboard, and I want to kind of center it, but I'm going to take a bit of a curve to it, and there's no road is perfectly straight, especially if you live in Pennsylvania and it's a back road. So then I take my card and I just kind of hold the pen to it and trace down so it's the same width approximately. It doesn't matter, like I said, too much, and it depends who you are and what you would like to do with it. And there's your thickness with your cars that will go back and forth there. I'm sorry for some of the fuzziness in this video. I was trying something new and it's not working out super great, but it's a better angle for recording, just not for the camera. I don't know. So what I did here is I marked out a couple inches away for bank, and you can also just decide how big you want your bank on the side of the road to lead into field. Even right here you can see that this is the road I modeled it after. You can see some banks on the side there before the field, right where I'm pointing there with my finger. These ones kind of go up. The ones we're going to make just are kind of be a hump, not anything too special. You can also see how the road's not flat. So we're going to use this material for a road. No, I'm just kidding. This is sandpaper. It does kind of look like a road, but it's very rough. It's like 40 grit. I should remember, but I put it on sand and wash, and you can see it removes stone very fast. So it's very good. So I was just doing this as a test. But there are some things that I'm going to want to do. And quick as I'm doing this, I'll tell you that this is only part 1, as you probably figured out. We're only going to be forming and paving the road. We're not even going to do any painting today. So right here you can see I took an X-Acto knife to start shaving out. I want it to be just a big hill, like an upside down U, kind of, but not quite that dramatic. And I'm just cutting out the edges with an X-Acto knife, like I said, and it actually worked pretty good. You got some squares. If you had a foam cutter, that'd be a great opportunity. People also use power sanders. I didn't really want to make a mess with one, and it was a pretty small piece too, so it would have been a little sketchy. It'd be easy to take away too much material, and you can't put it back. The good thing is you kinda can, I guess, with a farmer's plane. Then I got a nice set of stairs. We want to sand that down. I'm just going to work at that a little bit and shave all that off a bit, form the banks where I want it to be, and this is all just coming out of my head. I observed roads and what I thought they could look like, and I put that in my head and just kind of took something out of it. So you can see it standing there in the vacuum, all the little pieces of foam getting holes in to see where you need to stand more and not. And now I'm going to take out some of the field. The field is just going to be about level with the road, not quite. There's going to be a bank separating it. The main thing I'm doing this for is pictures, so I'm hoping that it will look good, and the way that the bank goes higher than the field, that you won't really be able to see the edge of it. That's my plan anyways. So I just take a cut across the bottom, across the back, and across the side, and then you get a nice chunk of foam. And I'm just going to kind of do that the whole way up, about the same height as the road, and sand that real quick. If you got a quick arm, it helps. Time lapse does too, obviously. Something I wanted to try too is kind of round out the edges a bit so you wouldn't be able to see a sharp edge. If you notice pictures where people have a display, the easiest thing, even if it's very realistic looking, the biggest thing is if there's a corner or an edge that you don't have a corner of the ground in real life usually, so you can kind of tell that's the difference. I kind of wanted to try to stray away from that. So now that we're done with our forming, we're going to make this road. This is the other half of the video, so if you want to skip ahead a little, you can. I took a fourth cup of water, and I'm going to open, this is just plaster of Paris. It's like stuff you use, you can get at a Home Depot, like any kind of home store of that nature. And it's a 3-to-1 ratio. It just looks like flour when you get it out, and it really acts like flour, I guess, when you put it in the water, I think. So you want to put 3 parts plaster Paris, 1 part water. Doesn't really matter what the parts are, and it of course tells you on the instructions if you will get something else. So I'm going to pour my water into this just old tea container. If you were smart, you'd put the plaster Paris in first. If there's a hard way to do something, I'll probably figure it out. But I always make up, so I took a spray paint can here, just the lid I'm using as a scooper, and I'm going to put that back into my cup. And something like this, it doesn't really matter too much. You're not really going to be able to mess it up unless it's too watery or not. If it's too soupy or too thick, you can just add more of water or plaster of Paris and stir it for a little while, and you'll be good. It will get really soupy then. And what I wanted to do was I just take a piece of cardboard, or if you had like a putty knife, that would work too. I just had a piece of cardboard laying right there, so I just went with it. And then you lay some on and spread it thin. I didn't want to get it too high. It wouldn't matter. It's just kind of wasteful. You want it to just get in the pores of the wood, the holes in the foam, and fill it over so it's a nice smooth surface. And kind of smooth everything out. I also use this if there's a bump or I want to put something higher on any other display to form a hill or something, and I just kind of spread this out. You can see something wide helps. You can really get it spread pretty thin, and I didn't end up using quite all of it, but it's not that long of a road, maybe 2 feet by 4 inches, so a cup's worth, or however much that was, is plenty to do the job. After that, I just took another piece that wasn't already covered and tried to smooth it out. This isn't too crucial, but the more you can do while it's wet, the better, and the more time you have saved yourself in the future. Once it hardens, you can see this flakes off right of the foam. I guess you'd want to be careful not to pry it all off of the foam. Something I didn't mention is you just want to put old paper towels under too to keep it from getting on your workbench. I'm guessing this is about 100 grit sandpaper, and I just sand that down real good. Again, a speedy hand would work good for this, or time lapse. But first, you can see that it's pretty coarse there, and there's some bubbles that you'll want to sand out, and there are some bigger imperfections that I'll have to fix later as well, but those don't matter too much depending on how rough you want your road to be. And I'm planning on just painting this right away, but you could, I suppose, make your own holes. So yeah, we're just going to sand that real quick. It's kind of scary. Now it's nice and smooth. We got everything smoothed out. There are some bigger holes in the bank, but we're going to see how those go later. In the next video, what you are going to see is these nicely formed banks being painted. The road is going to be painted as realistically as I can paint it, and we are going to add static grass and gravel and fields and take some really cool pictures. You can see the road got pretty smooth. There are some pits and stuff, but I think that we can make those work. So now a Jeep is just ready to go jump it, or go off and go in the farmer's field. Hopefully it's his field. Anyways, I'm Sam. Thanks for watching. See you again next time.